right, let's talk sports, fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another great LTS show. I am your host, Bodkins. It is a beautiful Thursday night. NBA playoffs are happening. How about Cleveland right now? 10 minutes to go left in the fourth quarter, up 12 to try to take this 1-1. I said it when we were talking about this game on Monday or last week. I said I think that the Cavs could take two games, or maybe I said that on my show. Either way, I said it because the Celtics have games like this where they should be winning by miles and then they just lose. So we see it all the time. They're not a team like I feel like you can buy stock in. But tonight will be a lot of NBA talk. And then we'll talk a little what football players would make it in the NBA and vice versa. Seems to be the hot topic on the internet as well. But then last night's game, man, the Knicks and the Pacers. The refereeing has been a topic of discussion. In fact, the Pacers last night, they sent 78 different calls that should have been called for Indiana or vice versa, like that either weren't called or should have been called. But so that's a topic of discussion in the Knicks Pacers series. Nuggets down 2-0. Man, it's going to be tough. And then the other Western Conference semifinals kicks off tonight. So to help me talk about it all is my guy Sam, Mr. First Down. Sam, what's up, my man?
I'll be okay if I don't have to read any more tweets about how the refs are killing us and stuff like that. Go Pacers, by the way. But yeah, I get the gripe, but at the same time, you're not shooting well when you need to, and you're getting bullied in the third period, just bullied. And
they're not playing no damn defense. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like they play zero defense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a feeling like I'm new to this whole basketball thing for sure, but it felt like to me that last third period, they were just getting pushed around. Like they didn't want any part of it. And then it's like, ref, he's hitting me. Well, do something about it. Like, golly. But they need their stars to really come through now. You really need them to put on some show. Halliburton, TJ, all of them.
It's like he played a great first half and then was nowhere to be found in the second half last night.
Yeah, he neutralized him. They neutralized him. But yeah, it's kind of felt like, what, are you being bullied by these guys? You're letting these guys dictate the game to you. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them, but
the Knicks are the stronger, tougher team right now for sure.
Yeah. They're the thing is, I think somebody said it. I can't remember who, but they said the Knicks are making you play the game they want to play.
Yeah,
instead of your high flying, point scoring thing. And I agree. And it seems like everything starts out okay, and then it just slowly starts to go down. And then, like in the third, it doesn't slowly go down in the third; it just plummets. Happy Thursday to you too, Daniel. Oh Lordy! But anyway, now you're in it. Now you've got to do something. So, and what stinks is you can't do what you can't ride the horse that's got you there anymore. You're going to have to find a new way to win it.
Good evening. Definitely. Good evening, Huddle. You're right, Sam. I'm right there with you. Like, it seems like the Knicks are making them play their game. You can't, if you're the Pacers, you got to get back to the fast pace. And the thing that's going to save the Pacers, the Knicks are falling apart. That's the thing. They're not a very deep team. And now OG is out for game 3.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson's out for the rest of the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like like they were already not very deep. Like Jalen Brunson's played a lot of minutes. Hart has played damn near every minute of like 4 of the 8 games. It's just insane. Eventually they're going to wear down, I feel like, especially I feel like the Indiana can take game 3. Can they they've got to try to even this up before it goes back to New York. If they go down 3-1 headed back to New York, I think they can, but it has to start in game 3.
Right. Yeah. Like it's your time to let one get away from you is past. It's time to go. So let's get a move on here, a swift kick in the ass. The thing is, it's going to be hard to, like I said, they're going to have to change up their game. What got you there is not going to cut it. You're going to have to try something in the playoffs, on the where on the road, whatever. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. The great teams find a way. Are you a great team, or are you just a okay team? Which one is it going to be?
I think they're an okay team. I don't think they're going to be a great team.
No, I agree. That was the coach talk. Are we going to be a great team? Or are we going to be an okay team? I agree with you. I think they're just what I've seen so far. My first year of covering the NBA, they're I would say a pretty good team. I mean, they've made it past. I would say pretty good, but great. Let's see game 3. Let's see what you do.
I don't know if there's a great team in the East. You know what I mean? Like Boston can be great at times, but like you said, like a great team to me is just like you have, like they're just going to go out there. They don't play to the level of competition, where. So I don't know if you have that, and I don't really know if there's like a super great team. Now, one of these teams will be the champion at the end, but you thought the Nuggets were going to be a great team, right? Like, and then here they are. They're down 2-0, you know what I mean, to the Timberwolves. It's just like, and I think I said this on my show. It might have said it here on Monday. It's like, to me, if the Nuggets lose, that if I'm every team, I want the Nuggets to lose because I think that opens up the everybody else. Yeah, I don't think if the Nuggets get, I think Minnesota matches up best with the Nuggets, where everybody else doesn't match up well. So it's like, the Wolves got in trouble with the Nuggets.
Right. No, I agree. I think the Nuggets, it kind of felt like, I think we all said it, the Nuggets were the team to beat so far. They're looking pretty mortal right now. You just got to find the question is, can the Timberwolves finish? But this is the thing we've seen throughout all sports, right? Kansas City, when any team finds success, wins the big one, you put a big old target on your back, and everybody's going to come at you harder. They're going to come at you meaner. They're going to cheat and beat you up, so you send in 72 complaints about refereeing and stuff like that. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, the roast of Tom Brady. And the stuff coming out of that about them not made, like, no jokes about Robert Kraft or anything like that.
So Nikki Glaser was on Pat McAfee, and they kind of asked that question because they were saying they had heard the same thing, right? Like, and she's like, I don't really know if she's like, if it was like ever really, it never came out in like a statement, right? Like, you know what I mean? That everybody had already come out word, like it had gotten around, right? Like, hey, and they're like, that's kind of low hanging fruit, or like he probably wouldn't come. Like that was probably like, you know what I mean? She's like, but she's like, so I do think Jeff Ross was like, and that was like a real moment, like where Tom was like, hey, but Jeff Ross he's the roast master. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be the guy that does that stuff. So that's probably why he did it. And it was like, all right, I had to get it out. Like, you're not going to tell me I can't fucking make a joke. You know what I I think that's why.
Kind of felt to me that Edelman was
I haven't fully finished it yet. It's on my agenda to do tomorrow.
It's freaking Titanic. When it was on video cassette, it's like 2 freaking videos.
It's 3 hours, but I've caught a lot of it. But man, the athletes, I thought, like you said, Edelman, I've caught most of Edelman's. Like he did really good. Drew Bledsoe killed it. Like,
Drew Bledsoe, I gotta tell you, Drew Bledsoe has some animosity there. Like, you could just tell. Like, there's still some fire in there that hates.
I think, like, a joke that he missed that they could have said, I thought at this at times, like, Tom's the type of asshole that will take your job when you're in the hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that was something along those lines. Yeah. I was waiting for it. I was waiting. Oh, man. When Tom said, Peyton Manning, you're always going to be in my shadow, I was like, ouch. ouch.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna go play golf, and Peyton's like gonna be like nailing balls with like his 9-wood.
I thought it was good. It's somebody who loves comedy. I don't feel like, they did say like, hey, they did, I guess, like all come together and say, hey, we're not going to talk about kid stuff because you know how Tom kisses his kids kind of weird, which I was like, I agree with that. Like that's probably to me, like you can't make fun of kids like that. Like,
I love how you're like, you're making a joke about not making a joke about something, which is terrific. Well done. I mean, it's kind of weird, but yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. So
I did like the happy anniversary from Bledsoe though, when he's like, I can have my wedding anniversary, you can't. I was like, God dang, son. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bledsoe, I mean, I enjoyed it, and I just felt like that's what they needed. And Giselle is mad that she was talked about.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom roasted Kansas City and Buffalo. But like to me, like Giselle's like, well, I guess you know what I mean? Like that's the price. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a fucking joke.
Comedy has no boundaries. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Yeah. Comedy has no boundaries, right? I have a pretty good sense of humor, right? So like, like look at the group chat that we're in for. I won't share the contents, but look at the group chat we're in, right? Like you've got to have a sense of humor about yourself. And if you're somebody in the public eye or anything like that, I'm sorry. You're open. It's open range. Okay. It's, full salvo, whatever else. I don't care if it's Aaron Hernandez. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, and that's that Aaron Hernandez saying like the fiance saying like, oh, it was that was her. He's got a daughter that was her hero. Well, all she got to do is quick Google search, and she's gonna find out her dad's not the hero. You know what I mean? And it's sad that what happened, and it's sad that she has grown up without a dad. But I mean, come on, he made those choices, and
Right, you can't run from it. You can't hide from it.
Yeah,
it's out there. There's no changing that. How do you think O.J. Simpson's family feels? I mean, they're gonna have that all over the place open season, especially if you cheat on the GOAT. Wow. No, I think the joke. Tom when he said that the Buffalo didn't have a ring to kiss or something like that was when I was like, God dang, that's harsh. That hurts.
Yeah. Wow. It was good. I enjoyed it, man. Like from what I've seen, I got to finish it.
Yeah, we got to watch part 8 tonight, and see where we are.
3 hours is long. It's just like people forgot, like they used to put that shit on comedy, and that was like one of my favorite things to watch is the roast.
Yeah, they're put on well, and you've got like a good people that are going to roast you and whatnot. I do feel like it's too easy for Gronk. Like people are like, "Oh, this is going to be easy," and they just is like, "Gronk is stupid. Gronk is stupid. Gronk is stupid. Gronk is stupid." I don't think he's stupid, but I think he knows how to play that role. That's how
dummy part. Yeah.
He's making money off of it in that stupid commercial for insurance.
He's a meathead. He's a meathead.
Yeah, he's a giant meathead, right? Give me my beers or whatever. He's stone cold without the charisma, right? He's just kind of like, what? Yeah, stuff along that range. But yeah, I don't know. After a while, I was like, yeah, we get it. Gronk is stupid. Let's go. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, it's fine. But to me, Edelman was throwing heat, and I loved every minute of it. when he told Bill Belichick, like, "Oh, you guys couldn't. Even the high school players can do this play. Well, now they're the only ones that'll hire your ass." I was like, And you see, Bill was laughing. That's the right attitude you should have.
Yeah. Bill crushed too. Bill had.
He did.
Yeah,
that's not shocking, though, right? That's not really shocking.
No,
Bill's a smart guy.
See, he is. He's and it's good to see him, right? Like being on the Pat McAfee show, like being out there and doing that stuff. Because for so long though, like it's crazy because like we all knew. To me, I always thought Bill was funny because like the shit he said and did, like you know what I mean. Like that shit was funny. It was dry funny, but like he knew what he was doing. He's too fucking smart not to drop little lines, and probably after it's fucking done and like walks off, it's just fucking busting up laughing, right? Like, or what? Blah 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 on to Cincinnati, blah blah. We're on to Cincinnati. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit's dry fucking funny to me.
I know. If you're the reporters watching that, you got to be like, where was this, man? Where was this for the years I had to put up with you? Years.
The 20 plus years. Yeah.
Right. But there were people that talked. I remember the story about Bill Parcells. I mean, Parcells would just go with the media and just annihilate them for any question.
Oh, yeah.
No matter if it was a good question or whatever, he just annihilate them. And then they said he'd come back in after the press conference, like, sorry, I said that to you, whatever. And he goes,
Bobby Knight, that's kind of that generation, though. Those guys could not survive. Like, not saying they couldn't survive, but people just couldn't survive them. You know what I mean? Bobby Knight. Yeah. I mean, Bob, you know what I mean? Like, really, it's just like, even I'm not even talking about the incident with Bobby Knight choking the kid, or but Bill Parcells, like you said, like, they're such assholes and would just fucking chew people down. That they just thought less. They thought they were less. The people media was lesser than them. You know what I mean? We treated them as such.
Right. Right.
And now they did have respect for a few of them, and they would even say that. And those were the ones that would get like the exclusive one-on-one
inside stuff. Yeah. But they come back in, and he would shoot the crap with him. He goes, as long as it's off the record, we'll talk. We can have a beer, do whatever. But if you're asking me questions as a media person, hate you. Like, I won't talk to you.
I think Popovich is a little bit like that way. Now he's tuned it down a lot, but he's changed.
The thing about Popovich, and by the way, this is a new NBA fan. The thing about Popovich, I don't need a lecture, man. Just tell me about the team. I don't care. Okay, this is a story time with Papa. Just tell me about the team. But I've got to hear his opinion.
Leaving the Garden, man. People are leaving. 5 minutes left. 111-87.
Which game?
Boston and Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Guardians had a rain delay, so I'm watching them get their asses kicked by the White Sox at the moment, 3-0. God dang it. Why does this team hurt me? All I do is love them, and they just hurt me again and again and again. Guess what I'm going to say during football season? Why do I love this team, and it hurts me again and again and again and again?
That's being a sports fan.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Like, all I do is love you. Nick,
Sam,
all I do is love you, and you just hurt me again and again. No,
you're a season ticket holder. Do you leave early, like when the team's blowing out, or do you stay from beginning to end?
I'm there, baby. I'm there.
To the clock strike zero.
Yeah, I want to see it strike zero. Now, if it's like a total blowout, I might stand up and begin gathering my stuff or whatnot, but I don't leave until it's zero. It's just a thing of me. Like I've seen so many crazy things happen. Well, it's still early, Alan, to be honest with you. I'm just grouchy because I want to go ahead and beat this team and move on and then play and get my ass kicked by your Rangers. But let me beat the bad team first. But yeah, no, I hang out in the stadium or whatever else. I mean, I've got a certain amount of free drinks. Yeah, I get at games. So you want to use those puppies up. Yeah, stuff like that. Talk to people. People like to come get their picture taken with me. I'm not famous or anything, but they love the peacock kind of outfit thing I got going on. But chill. I know a lot of the season ticket members that are around me and stuff like that. There's one guy that's been there for like all 20 years, so he's witnessed more pain than I certainly have. But it's that's always fun. Being a thing. The question is,
I just ask is like right now, like I said, there's 5 minutes left, and the game's over. It's 112-87. Cleveland wins. To even up the series. They've even pulled Brunson and Brown. But people are leaving. People are leaving. You know what I mean? They're leaving the Garden, and I'm just like, I would never do that. You know what I mean? Like I'm riding it out till the end. Like I've never left the game early.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate that. Hope you boys are doing well. Yeah, no, I couldn't either, especially in a playoff kind of scenario, whatever. But a lot of this is society now, right? They're not going to do. They ain't worth my time. My time is so valuable, and blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So that's a lot of it. And I mean, the NFL ran into this problem because they made the TV product too good, right?
Yeah.
Now people are like, why should I go out in the stadium and brave elements, fight traffic, and go through this and pay way too much for beer when I can just sit at home with my own beer? That's the problem they're coming into, and that's why these newer stadiums, the seats are better and everything, because they have to get people there, and they're not building them as big as they want. Some people are questioning them building the stadium in Buffalo.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah, with over 100,000, because it's like, and it's still an outside stadium, so they're like,
they didn't want a dome. They didn't even want like a retractable roof. You know what I mean? Like if you got a retractable roof, you're possible play to get a Super Bowl. Instead, now you're saying we're not doing that.
Yeah, that we weren't going to get we were not going to get a roof on ours until the state of Tennessee said we'll pay for it. The state of Tennessee is like, come on, we got to have a roof on this. I want it. We got to throw a concert whenever we want to. We got to have events whenever we want to. There's a roof going on.
Well, you're going to have the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will come to Nashville eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I get not having the roof. There's plenty of those old school guys. I personally don't like having the roof because, I'm a diehard, so I'm going to go anyway. I'm going. But like, I don't know. There's just something about the linemen getting down. You're seeing that puff of smoke as they're all breathing heavy and stuff like that. I enjoy that kind of atmosphere. I think it's great. But, it's all going the way of the dodo. And, let's be honest. It's probably better for the players not to get frostbite and, and all
the game in Kansas City, I think they quite a few of them this year had frostbite.
Yeah. Gee whiz. Golly. The craziest picture I ever saw, I think this was 5-6 years ago. Denver had like a bad blizzard, and some Denver player had icicles on his beard.
Yeah,
and I remember being like, that is like, no, thank you. But I gotta hand it to the Denver fans, and I'll hand it to the Chiefs fans too, even though Tanner has sullied their bad name. I remember when the Titans played them in the playoffs. This was when we won inexplicably because Mariota did something crazy and it worked. But they had they let Titans fans and every other fan put their cars all together and made a giant tailgate and whatnot because it was the only way to really stay warm. And it was really awesome experience. I didn't get to go, but I had friends taking pictures and videos, and everybody was sharing food or whatnot. And I was like, that's awesome. That's great. So, except Tanner, he's a bad man. Bad man. He should be ashamed. He ought to be ashamed.
I'm with you. There is something about, like, to me though, like to have like playing the elements, right? Like football is just meant to be played in the elements. You feel like. Mm-hmm. I think we grew up in a period of time too, like NFL films, right? Like the Ice Bowl, where it's like you see the Packers and the Cowboys and like breathing on each other. You got Lombardi fucking yelling on the sidelines. That fucking music. You know the music I'm talking about, like with NFL. Yeah.
The mud on the cleats and everything. Like it was everything. It was like this is more than football. This is a war, right? These are two forces like coming here. It's in this
unbearable cold, like it. Right. And it's just like that's to me. It's like that's when you're like, oh, these guys are like gladiators, right? They're playing in any elements. They're doing, and we've obviously are nowhere near that, level. Let me ask you that, and I'll ask you this, because I read some article, and we can talk about it, and we could even table it for another day once we think of something like, but just different football players now. We'll just start with now. Football players now that
that's a good line. I forgot about that.
Could play in a different decade, like all decade, like a team that could play, a guy that could play in every decade of football.
Okay. Guy could play with every decade. Maybe not him off the field, but on the field. I think J.J. Watt could probably play in every decade.
He was
Aaron
Darnold.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, we're going to pick a lot of defensive players because those guys are like defensive and offensive line are the toughest sons of bitches ever to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like his toughness and them like translate in today's in yesteryears. You know what I mean? Like So like those were some of the guys that they like. This guy could have played in any era.
I think Earl Campbell could have played in any era. He just ran so damn hard. I think Bo could have played in any era. He also ran.
Your guy Derrick Henry. I mean Derrick Henry. Yeah.
But like, I mean, if you look back in the day, like the wide receivers and stuff like that, like they were not these skinny guys. They were tough. They were tough dudes. Yeah. They were rough customers.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like where some of the receivers today, and I don't want to sound like it would be hard. Some of them couldn't. You going across the middle and you're just getting you know what I mean, like whacked out of business. You know what I mean. And some of those guys today wouldn't be, you know, and yesteryears wouldn't be very good today because they're not fast. You know what I mean. Like they're just, you know, today's game's more speed and faster. So it's not Dawkins the guy or the next. It's just the eras they played. That's what makes it's like, oh, this guy definitely could have played in any era and he still would have been great. Like that.
Yeah, it's hard to quantify it really. I was going to mention something else about the Brady thing, and this bothers me, but I get it. I'm morally a little more in tune here. It bothers me that the Patriots admitted to like cheating, even though they know did, you know, and stuff like that. It's part of the whole thing.
He said you could have asked me. I'd have told you I did it for $2 million.
And we had to listen to story after story, and every Patriot snob going, "He didn't cheat, deal with it, blah blah blah." So I feel like I should go up to there and be like, he's a cheater or whatever else. And I know there's other cheaters through history. I get it. But I don't know. Something about it just sticks. Maybe it's because everybody calls him the GOAT. And I'm like, yeah, well, he cheated, didn't he? You know, it bothers me.
I don't really – the Deflategate shit doesn't bother me. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Like get the football how you want to get footed. You know, how you want it to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know if there's any fucking advantage or disadvantage on if it makes it easier to catch the ball, wouldn't the defenders be able to catch it just as easy? You know what I mean? Like that type
I know. You're right about that. I do think the one thing I say about Deflategate is don't lie about destroying cell phones, though. Like, come on, man.
Oh yeah. Like, hey, they ain't try to. You know what I mean? From there, I'm innocent until proved. Like, I'm just trying to do what I can do. If we come out, you know, keep lying, deny the whole time. You know what I mean?
That's right. Affirm and deny. Affirm and deny. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Hey, Bubby. What up, turd nerds? Interesting. I thought we were friends, Robert. I thought we were friends. How dare you?
But then the Spygate thing is a little different. I mean, that's more Bill than I think, you know, obviously Tom. But shit, man, people do that all the time.
That it's more of that offensive coordinator.
I mean, people, you know, watching people's practice film, it's all the same. Like, I don't really think advantage. You get paid to win. You know what I mean? And you're just trying to find the advantage to get it. You know,
any way he could get
the confines. Yeah.
No, I get it. I hear my wife lurking with Jimmy.
Just the same thing with.
Thanks. she literally like grenaded.
That's the same thing with.
Like flashbang.
That's the same thing with like cheating in baseball, man. Like all that shit. All that shit is people have been cheating in baseball, trying to steal signs since you know, day one.
Yeah, you know, you're right. I hate that though. I just wish we could just put my guys versus your guys and call it a day, and then you know it's the same reason I deal with.
It's not like that on any level. You know when that is Pee Wee football, Sam. That's it. After that, it's not. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah, I know. It's right up there with people Yeah, this one. This is the one I hate. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It bothers me to no end. But I understand. I understand that when there's something, especially when there's money involved in a lot of things, like if things get, your moral compass gets a little murky and stuff like that. And I'm not saying my team hasn't tried to do stuff or whatever. I like more of the clever things, like exploiting a loophole, right?
Yeah.
Bill does it, but that was more like, wow, God dang it, tactically winning. Anyway, bad, shame on all of you. But like that at least is like clever. It's like, all right, we'll change the rule, right? Change the rule then. And then most of the time they did. Right after Bill would do something, the rule will change.
Yeah. After he found out the loophole of everything. Yeah. Right. And that's what made Bill, like, to me, to the greatest coach of all time, is because like he would find ways to think of, but it would be like, oh, I found this loophole in the fucking rule book. Like, nothing. Now we're, you know what I mean? Now we can do it, and we're going to use it to our advantage.
Nothing
because that's the dumbass and ain't figured it out.
Yeah, right. Nothing gave me more pleasure than when Vrabel did it to Bill in the playoffs. That was the most delicious thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And Bill's just throwing a fit. And I really wanted to go over there and be like, you have no room to talk, sir. Like, you have zero. You have no room to talk. But that was probably the best. Bill was my favorite throw of the red flag. Yeah, just dumped it. Just dumped it. Changing the rules equals tactically winning. No, I not that, Robert. It's more of the holes in the rules that have to be solidified over time. But no, you're right. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and I have to learn to accept it.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, accept it.
I know. I'm just going to drink and cry about it. Anyway.
We didn't really do a top. We were going to do a top 10, but then I was like, we can just have the discussion on it. So the big discussion today or the last few days is on the internet is not Steph Curry, Doc Rivers' son, which I can't think of his first name.
Opened his stupid mouth.
I was on Max. He said he could take 30 NBA players and they would make the NFL. Thanks. Could not move, but you couldn't do that with the NFL guys. Could not make it to the NBA. So, what guys? I don't think he's right, but man, because there's both, because there's great athletes on both, right? That could do both,
right?
And it's just like you look at it, and some guys did both.
Antonio Gates.
Tony Gonzalez. Yeah, Tony Gonzalez was a college NBA player, and now is in the Hall as a tight end. Who else? Jimmy Graham. It will be the same way. Graham. You know what I mean?
A lot of tight ends. Antonio Gates. All guys like that play basketball.
Gates played at Kent State. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They show highlights of my guy Cooper DeJean that's coming out right now. He was dunking and high flying in basketball and had scholarship.
Every time I hear Cooper DeJean, I think of Pat McAfee. He's like the great white hope for Cooper DeJean. Jeez. None of them play baseball. A couple of them did. Jameis Winston played baseball. Cooper DeJean actually played baseball. Chris Winky Dinky. Bo played baseball.
Bo Jackson's obviously just a freak athlete. He could have played anything.
He could have done anything. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
There was no.
He could have played. He could have played a lot of great basketball. LeBron James, I think, could have been a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like, he could have played football. Would have been a great, football player. Would have been he's a great NBA player. What makes some of those guys just number one, like specifically LeBron James, like he's just a unique athlete. Like he's one of one athlete, like body make style and things like that.
I mean, I don't know what you're looking for here, Kale. I mean,
are you saying the
really
NBA couldn't, guys? He's trying to say the NBA couldn't. Guys in the NBA couldn't play baseball because Jordan couldn't play baseball, which is a little.
Well, I don't know. It's just different skill set, right? It's not,
What's really Jordan did what he did. What most people tell you with Jordan too is like you talk to the people in the organization, like he probably would have done better his second year. He was coming on, and then he went back into the baseball. But we were talking about the football, basketball. Like there's a couple guys, LeBron, Deion Sanders, or not Deion Sanders, but Allen Iverson had a full ride to go play at. Was going to go to Notre Dame, got in trouble. Then switched to Georgetown. Who else is out there? There's a couple other guys. Randy Moss. Look at Randy Moss. Could have played football and basketball. He was in West Virginia. In high school, he played both and was great at both. So,
right.
And then I don't know. And there's guys in the Myles Garrett. Man, you ever see him suit up? Like he can. Yeah.
I remember it was funny to look at, but they did like a behind-the-scenes thing when Vincent Wilfork was with the Texans, and that man was draining
Florida State, but he didn't play basketball at Florida State. He was supposed to. You're right, Kale. I think he was supposed to go to Florida State. I think he was going to play basketball and football, and then he got in trouble, and then he went back to Marshall. Moss did.
Yeah, no, when I started looking this up, I found old footage of Vincent Wilfork draining threes behind the scenes when he was with the Texans. Somebody that large draining threes was just hilarious to look at. Who's going to body that guy? Like, no one's going to touch that man.
Yeah, wow. Some of these guys, like I said, look, LeBron is just a unique athlete. He's one of one.
Yeah.
And some of these guys could have done anything that they wanted to do because they're just genetic freaks. And then the other part of it is really they could almost do anything they wanted to do. Pippen could play wide receiver. Anything that they could want to do is just because like their work ethic, right? Like they have that determination, Yeah,
they were gifted, and if they put their mind to it, they could accomplish anything, Yeah,
it was like Matt Barnes, who's a pretty decent NBA. He was like an All-American coming out of high school to play football. Like he could have done it. He just I was watching his podcast and he was saying like, I had a lot of chose basketball just because at the time there wasn't very many 6'9" wide receivers, so I didn't think I could make it. Now he would have been just like,
it would have been like, throw it up, I got you. Yeah. Let's see.
Had the option to play both football and basketball at Arkansas. Julius Peppers comes to mind. He played at North Carolina football and basketball. I think he might have won a national championship at basketball.
Yeah. I just saw that slide. Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure he won a national championship at North Carolina his freshman year. Julius Peppers.
Peppers is a big dude. That's a big man.
There's a DeAndre. I think it was Ware, or I can't remember his first name, but he won the Heisman at Florida State, but he played basketball too, and then ended up making it on the Knicks.
Oh, we don't talk about the Knicks while I'm on the show. Donnie's not, so we don't have
Nate Robinson too. Nate Robinson, he was a corner for University of Washington. Made it to the NBA. So, really, like you could Andre Ware. Thanks, Kale. That I couldn't remember his first name, Andre Ware. So I could have looked it up.
But I know the guys that could make it though. Alan, you're a little late, but that's okay.
Kale with the fast fingers, Alan.
Yeah. But like I was thinking about guys that could make it just on size alone. And the first thing that came out, I was like, size-wise, I think Zion Williamson would make a pretty darn good tight end for his
Zion. Yeah, another just freak gifted athlete. Now, Zion gets hurt playing football, so I wonder how bad it would have been, playing or he gets hurt playing basketball. You know what I'm trying to say, but he gets hurt.
Yeah.
I was trying to look in on something here real quick. I'll try to find.
While Nick looks at something, we'll just let you know we're brought to you by anyone but the Chiefs. While Tanner is not here, anyone but the Chiefs. We want your business. What does he say? I'm watching on my phone. This is all from the brain, boys. Oh. Ooh, look who knows so much. Look at you.
I was checking on our guy, Jonathan Grisham's team. He sent me the link to try to watch it. Well, he sent me the link to watch it on the game. So
hope that team does well.
They're down 3-2 for the 7th.
Come on, boys. You got to pull it out. Get your rally caps out. Get them out. Oh.
Yeah, he sent it to me. He sent me the link. They're down 3-2, top of the 7th. So they're going to have to get some runs. No outs there. So I'll check in before we get here. Before we get off.
They're not that bad, Kel. So, right. That belongs to me, Kel. There's only one room for one autistic person on this show, and that's me. Damn it, that's me. All right. So basically, when I was looking over this list, I have trouble because basketball injuries. Some of them seem so minor. They're important to them, but they're like minor in the case of football. That's like your finger's broken in football. You snap it back in, and you go have a day. Basketball, it's like, well, a shot doesn't work now because your finger's broken and stuff like that. But another one I had on here because he kind of gives me Deshaun. Oh, what was the wide receiver's name with the Eagles? Deshaun Jackson. John Morant kind of reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. I could see him returning kicks or something like that until he got a gun. Until he decided to go, I just scored a touchdown. He's like doing a celebration. It's like boom, 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 boom. The Comet. Yeah.
Gail Sayers. Like yeah. Gail.
I'll take that Sayers for sure.
That for sure.
Beast mode.
Definitely could have played.
I just need one sliver of daylight. That's all I need. One of the best football.
Yeah, that's not even including like back in the day where guys could have played. I can see why some people are watching the NBA now because I went back and watched like some old footage of the NBA and I was like, God dang! Like, it's weird that you mentioned that because like the playoffs are getting
spicy.
Bruce Jenner too. Maybe he probably could have played all sports or she could have played all sports.
He can play women's sports.
But it's the playoffs right now are kind of getting back to that style. It's a lot more physical, and that's why just are complaining because like we haven't seen it this physical in a long time. And it's just like you can't. I get like it's the playoffs, so I very agree. It should be more aggressive. You should allow more, but it can't be so like night and day. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it can't be wishy-washy. It's got to be
like right now. Through the regular season, and you can let some things slide in the postseason, but you can't if it's so ticky-tacky in the regular season, then it can't be just like, hey, let them almost duke it out before we call a foul.
Randy Johnson could have
played. Oh yeah, Randy Johnson. Yeah.
The unit totally.
He's a thing. He's like going to Africa and stuff and shooting pictures and everything.
So yeah,
he's a photographer.
No, they got him on the Titans sideline.
Really?
Yeah, he was taking pictures for the NFL, and it was just this massive, like even from where I was up high, and I'm like, who the hell is that photographer? Tall dude. And somebody had captured pictures and said, "Holy shit, it's Randy Johnson." And then there was a story about it. So, yeah, he was taking pictures for the NFL. I thought that was kind of crazy to me. We don't talk about Ron Artest. He ruined that pace.
He loved the fight.
I'm sitting in now. I'm with it. I'm with the league.
Okay. Hey, not for nothing, but Ben Wallace, too. The dude that he fought, like, man, that dude was just nasty.
I'm in the middle of watching the Shannon Sharp interview with Sir Charles, and I'm having a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
It's actually pretty good. But he was talking about like what drove him and whatnot, and he goes, you have to find that perfect medium. Because at first he's like, I'm getting back at my Spanish teacher, my dad, and all of these people. And then, like, that's not what you need to play for. And then, like, he goes, then I got fat and lazy. You got to have some sort of drive here. You don't have to go in there hating people. But he basically said his coach at the time, he goes, Coach, how do I get to see more playing time? He goes, when you stop being fat and lazy. That's what he told him. And then he goes,
yeah.
It's testament, he said, to the coach, because he was like, how about you meet me after practice? Let's try to lose 10 pounds. And then he'd do another one. Hey, let's try to lose another 10 pounds, which was smart.
Yeah, Moses.
Moses.
To do with that, too. He was playing with Moses, who was like the leader of the team. And, obviously with Dr. J. But
yeah,
he's like, they told me, like, I'm just too fat, slow, and lazy. And he was like, I had to lose weight. And rebound for a reason,
Yeah, no, he totally did. It was crazy how big he got, like weight wise, like how many pounds he was, and I was like, that's insane. How are you playing this sport based on like a lot of finesse? How are you doing that? Like that's crazy. I think Frank Thomas got a football scholarship to Auburn. Oh, jeez.
That's a big dude too. So Frank Thomas is a big dude. I knew a golfer once named Chubbs. He was a big guy, and turns out his mom didn't want him to play football, and then he got his hand bit off by an alligator in Florida on the golf course.
How do you know these people? Anyway, I'm just kidding. I know it's
yeah. Okay.
I know. Okay. So yeah, the
what's up,
Bo? Yeah. But I don't know. I just look at it like the fact that Charles was like that size and still like trying to play was just absolutely like astronomical to me. Just absolutely. Yeah. Carl Withers, RIP to the great one.
Yeah. Rest in peace, baby.
But yeah, they're talking about making another Happy Gilmore. And I was like,
they are. Yeah. Sandler's right. And I wonder, obviously, no more. That'd be tough to do too. Like, but I was going to ask you, Carl Weathers. Like, do you think he's more known for Chubbs, Apollo Creed, or right? With a what's his fucking name in Predator? Dawson or some shit like that. Yeah, what's his name? Fuck. Carl Weathers is was in Predator.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. I don't remember. Like, look, you're talking about a movie that didn't give guys like last names; they were just the first names. Like, you look at the end credits of Predator; it's just first names. Like,
it is.
They're like smiling at the camera, and you're like, "Oh wow,
now you gotta look it up." You son of a bitch! But what's he fucking
son of a bitch? And then they close up on the hands clapping together, like, oh, gold, good old Arnie. Oh man, Arnold, man, that guy, timeless. I don't care. I love that man. When that guy, like in Africa, tried to drop kick him, and like
Dylan, it literally. Hey Sam, the fucking thing of it is it literally you were talking about first names in that fucking movie. In the first, you pull up Arnold, it just says Dutch. It says Carl Weathers.
They didn't care. They didn't care.
Like, yeah, he's like, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Like,
you knew it.
They knew nobody was going to freaking watch this movie and be like, oh, I really cared about this guy's last name. Like, they knew what this was. I mean, you had Jesse Ventura, for God's sake. Like, I ain't got time to bleed as he's bleeding in a movie. Yeah. Like, come on.
You bleed. Everybody does just have one first fucking name. It's like Dutch, Dylan, Mac.
Yeah, Billy,
Brock,
Billy, no, the chopper, no, Billy.
I saw this TikTok where it's like if you fuck the, it's like if you put it goes to any 80s or 90s like comic sitcom. So it's like playing the fucking Family Matters and it's fucking got their fucking names and shit. It's pretty fucking funny. It goes with these like it fucking matches it up and it's like, don't you wanna go where everybody knows? And it's all the Predator fucking
it's so true. It's so true. But there was a lot of movies at that time that always ended with strange credit sequences where you're like, dude, this was a guy died of cancer in this movie, and everybody's like,
you know? Played by played by Sam D.
Help me. You know, and you're like, okay. I'm weeping in my seat, but okay, hi, how you doing? You know. But the montages. That's a good topic on our probably not Let's Talk Sports, Let's Talk Movie podcast. Just go through and find all the cheesy 80s and early 90s stuff. I fell asleep on the couch up here one time, and there was this movie. I can't even begin to describe it to you. It was a young Ray Liotta. And like the movie starts, or I guess it starts. Once again, I like open my one eye and I'm like, the hell, you know.
There was a gangster because that's Goodfellas.
No, it was. If it was Goodfellas, I'm like, dude, I'm awake now. Let's do this. You know, and I don't need sleep as long as I can remember. But no, he shoots his like the movie starts with like the guy, the army general or whatever, standing up and everybody's marching by and they stop and he just walks up and goes, bam, and just blows the guy's head off. And it was like this awful like synthesizer music and it goes to blank and it's like, he's in prison now. And I'm like, what? What is this? What is this treasure that they hid in 1989? You know. But anyway, you find some really weird stuff if you start diving into movies from the late 80s, early 90s. You will find.
Oh, yeah. You know what's an unforgotten movie I just thought about? And it's very along with like Die Hard. Like you could have just, they could have literally just called it John McClane. The guy's character would have been Die Hard. The Last Boy Scout. You ever seen that with fucking Bruce Willis?
Yeah. Tell me how fat your mom is. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Die Hard. It's just a different. It's like the same type of shit. It's just like, why did they just make this John McClane?
Just be John McClane again. Like, pay it forward.
Like,
I remember that movie.
Could have just been John. Yeah.
So, are you sticking to your thought process here? You still think? Did you pick the Cavaliers to win the thing, or do you think they're going to get beat here?
I picked the Celtics in 6.
Yeah. I'm still with you. I can't – I don't know. I just can't go against them. It's a shame that I hear because the Cavs beat them, and you said that they're leaving the Garden, which is so weird, such a historic place and everything. And your fans
I mean, it's not like the old Boston Garden, but
no.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost tonight bad, though, Kel. The Celtics did.
Yeah, they got hurt bad. They got in a bad way. Kind of like my Guardians are not doing anything right now. Anyway, so baseball's different, though. Do you think if the Cavs win it, do you think they could go all the way, or do you think they'll just get smacked?
I don't know. Because I could see the Pacers or the Knicks beating the Cavs. I really think it's Boston. If Boston doesn't get to the NBA Finals, it's a big disappointment, and I think they'll fire Joe Mazzulla, which, I mean, by the way, Frank Vogel got fired after a one-year deal, 1 year in Phoenix. Now, I did see that he gets, like, kicking at the crib.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it was like 30 million, but
Vogel.
We lost Sam. But Vogel was fired. There he's back.
Just got knocked out. Don't know what happened. My computer's like, I think you're done, son. I think you're done. Stop pretending you know how to talk about basketball. Get the hell out of here. All right, cool. Go watch the movie you woke up to or something. But Yeah, no, it's just interesting watching these playoffs. By the way, they're good now. I hated it when they all started because you guys were absolutely right. This is like too many. The whole structure of the playoffs in the NBA is just not.
Yeah,
Especially a new fan's perspective. I'm like, this is kind of dumb. Just like put the good teams up there. You're making too many windows for these guys to come in. I just didn't enjoy it. But you know. What, Frank Thomas, Celtics?
the games have been good though.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, you got anything else?
Me? Anything else?
Yeah.
No. I got
like we covered it all.
Yeah, I think we're taking care of everything. I mean, listen, I've been cleaning up flood damage all day, so I'm fine with whatever. I'll talk about whatever you want, but I'll go to sleep. I have no qualms about that whatsoever. But hey, I'll tell you my last words here.
What do you got going on the rest?
Oh, the rest of the week, besides cleaning up my house, let's see. I got Fanboys Unleashed on Sunday, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into Tyler Boyd, and it's rookie mini camp. Rookie mini camp starts tomorrow for the Titans, and there's a video that's already circulated of all of them getting out and walking in. It's like I see JC Latham and I see Sweat because they're like these giant blobs that are moving across the landscape. But yeah, we'll be talking about that. And of course, I got you guys on Monday, and then I got, and then I'm going to talk some more about wrestling on Tuesday with Alan. But what about you, man? Your Haymakers show is going well. I mean, I think you need to wear those shades like Witt has on, but you know, can't be.
Yeah, we had our odds. So real quick, they tied it up. Rich Mountain tied it up. It's 4-4. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs.
Feel us, Grish. Feel our energy going to you right now. Feel the positive vibes. Be Danny Glover walking out there to talk to Tony Danza, an angel in the outfield. Hey, you got an angel with you right now.
You got an angel with you. That's the sign.
Yeah, boy.
He's been.
What? Why would you?
He's been with you all along.
Yeah, he's been with you. Christopher Lloyd pulls up.
Had a bunch of guys in it too. Adrian Brody, fucking Matthew McConaughey.
Neil McDonough, oh geez, just an absolute ton of people. Really, when you look at Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the kid. Yeah. The Danny Glover, who amazingly just disappeared after the 90s. He's like, guess I'm done.
Yeah, he hasn't been in. I heard they're going to do another Lethal Weapon. That can't be serious, right?
Like, what are they, private investigators now? Like, I don't understand.
He was too old for that shit in the 80s, much less.
I'm sorry, Kel. I'm sorry. There's too many sports. I'm trying to learn a new sport, and now you're talking about other baseball things, and I just can't keep it together, man. There's so much going on. But anyway.
Yeah, the Bucks. As he's saying, go for Grisham's team. They're the Bucks.
Yeah, I know. I'm with it now. Thank you, Nick. I got it.
They got a runner on second.
Ooh. Let's go, team. Anyway, thank you for watching the LTS show. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Check out UFC 301 post show, Head Kicks and Haymakers last night. It's been a good show. I enjoyed it. It's just the two of us. So just the two of us.
You beat me to it. I was there. I was like, make it if we try. You and
two of us. So yeah, we had talked all NBA, and Kale, I don't even fucking lie, Kale. I said, hey man, let me know whenever you want to come on. You can come on and bullshit. But you said I don't got good internet
when that happens. Don't you love that when that happens? I have I've got my co-host Brad for the Titan show. And anytime I go on, I just let me know when it's my time to go on. But we haven't even talked. And you're like, you just can't say, I want to go on the show. I don't even know you. And you're jumping in my DMs. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. After high school baseball is over. Okay. All right. See? Now you're just giving him shit.
All right.
All right. Appreciate y'all watching
after this.
after the break.
Yeah. But anyway, be a friend, tell a friend. It's been a good. Sam, I'm proud of you. Sport. It's hard. I've been trying to learn hockey for over a year, and I just can't. I can't get into it. But you've dove deep into this NBA stuff.
I give it a shot. I like history, so it's fun to dive into the history of it and then kind of build up from there. It's like when I first. I was kind
of talking to Whit about that, especially when you find something that you're like, I kind of like this now, and I want to fucking learn more about it. So then, like, you learn everything you can. I was like that with the UFC a lot. Like I kind of caught on. I was like a kind of a casual during the Conor McGregor stuff. Like his, like, hey, like, you know what I mean? I kind of knew who everybody was, like the main players. And then, like, when COVID hit, like, that's when I dove into, like, UFC because it was, like, the only thing that was fucking, like, on. So then I became a huge fan, watched it every fucking weekend. And I've gone back and I did all the history stuff and learned everything. You know, not everything, but I learned and watched a lot of stuff. So, like, those type of things. So, yeah. Like I like learning. I'm with you. Like I kind of like something. I want to learn more about it, and you go back and read and watch, and it's good to keep learning.
It is. It's something like everybody should do. Like dive into hockey if you want to know about hockey. Dive into dive into.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Next year we're picking rugby teams. We got up at 2 a.m. to watch the all-black New Zealand team take it out.
I mean, really, the WNBA, the last few years, obviously, with Caitlin Clark, I've really gotten into women's basketball. Like, I didn't ever think like I was going to.
And look at that. Like, she rolled off all those points in her debut. Woo-wee. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it was a preseason game. They got one more preseason game. And then it's for keeps.
And then then it's the regular season. So I'm excited. Like, even my wife's like, I want to go to an Indiana Fever game. Like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're going to catch the rest of it here too.
Here we go.
If you want to watch it, just keep an eye on it. He posted a link in his in the comments on his Facebook post. So I told him.
Okay. I'll jump on it.
So I'm going to try to catch the rest of that. Monday, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. Talk about everything that happened over the weekend.
It might be more than just us two spitballing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. Anyway.
Be a friend, tell a friend. Sam, hit that outro.
Bam.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, rest